Alright, let me see if I am live or not, and if my audio is good or not. Alright. And I am, okay, cool. I'm gonna keep that open so I can look at chat if anyone decides to stop by, but really this is just supposed to be just to have content, you know, on the channel and stuff like that, you know? Just for that kind of thing. Also, I don't know why it's raining. It's quite random that it's only raining in this area, but oh, it stopped right as I say that. Okay, so I'm just gonna start even though no one's here. What I'm gonna be doing right now is making a tier list or ranking the best Broadway shows of all time according to Google, and just as like a little reason why I'm in Minecraft is because I don't own anything that allows me to make a tier list in any other way except for this. So I went into this lovely little world here, and I made a little tier list, little floating island here, and I've got a list of shows that's right behind me. And in case you don't know how tier lists work, I'm gonna explain it. So the top is the best. It's called the S tier for some reason, and then it goes down from A, and then it randomly jumps to F. F is the worst of the list. So it goes from, oh jeez. So from worst to best, it's F, D, C, B, A, S. And you can, you know, just work out how that ranks. I guess if you wanted to do some kind of like number magic, it would be like 0 to 10. So, you know, top is good, bottom is bad, or like, you know, the worst out of what I'm doing. So what I am doing specifically is we're ranking Broadway shows that I searched on Google, the best Broadway shows of all time, and what I got was these shows, plus I threw in a few wild cards that I felt should probably be on here somewhere. And in case you don't understand why I'm ranking Broadway shows, because this is like not what I do, I've never done anything related to this. I enjoy theater a lot, you know, I'm a theater lad, so this is a thing that I'm gonna be doing right now. And I will be doing more stuff later on that is not strictly theater related. And so yeah, just don't you worry your little head there, because we will be doing other stuff as well. So just before I begin, I love all of these shows. All of the shows that I'm about to show you I think are great. I don't think there's a single bad show, and they are all worthy of being on this little tier list ranking of mine. Also keep in mind I am not like it's just my opinion, you know. I'm not like an expert on music theory or anything like that. Also, all of these are musicals, I think. I don't even remember what I put here, but I'm like 99% sure all of those are musicals. And I will talk about each one. The ones that I know more about, I will talk more about, but I will say something about each one. If I haven't heard them before, I haven't seen them before, I will tell you, so that way you can be like, oh, this guy doesn't know what he's talking about. And that's pretty much it. I've got my signs, so I'm just gonna, like, you know, put them wherever they belong. And I'm gonna turn around now to unveil to you the nominees, or, you know, the shows basically. Alright, here we go. I'm gonna read them all out just to get a rundown of what the options are here. And also, these are just kind of, there's no particular order that I listed these in. I just wrote them so that way I don't have to look at anything else. So we got Waitress, Evita, Little Shop of Horrors, Sweeney Todd, the ending part that I don't want to write down on the sign, Mamma Mia, The Lion King, Grease, Newsies, In the Heights, Annie, West Side Story, The Sound of Music, The Book of Mormon, Chicago, Cabaret, Hamilton, Into the Woods, Cats, and then, well, oh god, wait, there we go, Rent, Wicked, The Phantom of the Opera, Les Miserables, Beauty and the Beast, Mary Poppins, Aladdin, Dear Evan Hansen, and Hadestown. So you could probably tell which ones I randomly added at the end because I feel like some of these I feel like maybe don't like line up with all the rest of them, but I kind of had to add them or else, you know, because they're like the big names, you know what I'm saying? Like I got some friends who would probably kill me if I didn't put some of these on this list thing. All right, I'm just gonna start from you know what? Let's start in the order that I read them. We're just gonna go down and, you know, just go down the line. Do that, okay? Starting with Waitress. So I have seen Waitress. I thought it was a little bit comical. I thought it was pretty funny. You know, there was some gaffes and guffaws and stuff like that. I thought it was a pretty good show. So in where Waitress lines up with all the rest of these, I'm probably gonna change these at the end because I'm a little unsure of myself. But I think Waitress is a solid B tier. So I like the whole sugar butter flour part. I like that little motif, and you know, I think it's good right there for now. And yeah, we'll move on to Evita. Evita, I haven't ever really enjoyed Evita that much per se. Like the first time I saw it, I fell asleep, and not like that the music's bad or anything. It's just not been my favorite. So forgive me if Evita is your favorite show, but for right now, I just don't think it's the most like the music doesn't really stand out to me in any particular way. Like it's good songs, good story and everything like that, but I'm just gonna go ahead and put Evita right here. I apologize, but that's where it's gonna be right here in D tier. Okay, next up we're gonna have Little Shop of Horrors. I have enjoyed Little Shop of Horrors. I think it should be right dead in the middle in C tier. There's not really, actually, maybe it should be B tier. Is it better than Waitress? I don't know. I'll probably move these around at the end, but I think I can put it on the same level as Waitress. It's a good show. I don't think it's like, you know, outstanding or anything, but it's definitely not a bad show. So I'll put Little Shop of Horrors in B tier because it didn't blow me away by any means, but it is a classic, so it'll sit right there nice and comfy for now. Let's see, Sweeney Todd. I believe it's Demon Barber of Fleet Street. Ooh, I do really enjoy this one. It's got a special place in my heart. But if I were ranking it as like one of the best of all time, it is pretty good. I feel like it would be on B tier, but you know what? Do I want to put it on A? Do I put it on A? I feel like it should be on A. No, I'm gonna put it on A. I might move it around later, but for right now, Sweeney Todd is gonna be A tier. Yeah, this is how it's happening right now. I just put Sweeney tier. Forgive me. There we go, Sweeney Todd. Alright, next we have Mamma Mia. I hate Mamma Mia with a passion. I think it is overrated. You can hate me if you want, but Mamma Mia is going straight into F tier. I don't think that it is good at all. I think it is completely overrated and oversaturated. You can hate me if you want, but that's what's happening. Mamma Mia is in the F tier. Out of all of these, I think it's probably the worst for now. Yeah, it's a little bit of controversial right there, but Lion King. So the Broadway show Lion King is pretty different, definitely different from the animated first. What the heck was that? I hope I didn't pick up. Whatever. First version animated Lion King and the second version animated Lion King. I think it is probably at the top of B tier, if not low part of A tier, or maybe mid A tier. I'll put it right here, because I do really enjoy all the choruses and singing together. That's like a really fun, cool part for me. So I'll put Lion King right here for now. because the costume's pretty cool too, all that kind of stuff. I think it's a really iconic, one of the better Disney musicals on Broadway kind of thing, you know what I'm saying? Okay. Next we got Grease. Oh, Grease. Okay. I do really, really like Grease, but I might be biased. I'm not sure. The Grease show is pretty different from Grease movie, kinda, not really. But the movie I would put like S or A tier for sure, because I love the movie. But the show, I'm gonna put it at the bottom of A tier for now, because it's really like a throwback kind of thing. You have to want to be listening to Grease to listen to it, you know what I'm saying? You can't just like put it on and just like vibe, you know what I'm saying? Even though that kind of sounds stupid. I feel like Grease, it's a good show. I'm gonna leave it there for now, okay? Next, we got Newsies. Oh, I love Newsies. Newsies is going to be right above Lion King, because Newsies is a great show, great soundtrack, great story, all the music, like you can remember a ton of the choruses from Newsies as the song. Great, like what's that word? Oh yeah, choreography. Awesome stuff in this show. I really enjoy Newsies. Definitely over Lion King. Not sure if it's better than Sweeney Todd, because it is, you know, what the heck was that? Oh my gosh. I think my phone might be dying. Anyways, that's where Newsies goes for now. I think it is a nice and sweet little show. Alright, In the Heights. In the Heights was one of my wild cards, purely because it holds a very, very special place in my heart. I enjoy it a lot, and this is going to be probably controversial for the theater kids who know a lot of these shows, but I am putting In the Heights in A tier above Little Shop and above Waitress. Don't at me on this, but I do really enjoy this show. I might be biased, even though I'm biased. Yeah, that's basically why it's there. In terms of all time, it probably isn't there, but that's where I'm gonna put it because I like it the most. Anyway, Cats. Cats has one memorable song. I have a friend who probably will hate me for saying that, but if we're being honest, Cats really doesn't have that memorable of a soundtrack, except for You Know the One that I'm talking about. So I can put Cats right here comfortably. I can sleep at night with putting it in C tier. I definitely think it's better than Mamma Mia, and I think it's better than Evita too. It is a classic, so that kind of boosts it up a little bit. So C for Cat. That's where we're gonna put it right there. We're gonna put Cats right there. Into the Woods. How do I feel about Into the Woods? I think Into the Woods is right up here with Little Shop of Horrors. I don't think it's the greatest thing that's ever happened. I know a lot of people like just fell in love with Into the Woods. Personally, I didn't, but I can see how it is pretty good. So I'm gonna put Jesus. Okay, I'm gonna put Into the Woods right up here. And what tier is this? B tier. Okay. Let me just take a look at this, see how I feel about it. This looks fine to me right now. Okay. Next, we have Hamilton. If you know me and you know what interests I have, you will know exactly where I'm putting this in S tier. Yes, I'm a normie who enjoys Hamilton because of all of the motifs and the rapping and great soundtrack. Every song in here is completely memorizable. It's fantastic. Hamilton definitely an S tier. Even if you don't know it, like even if you're not a fan of Hamilton, you think it's oversaturated or you hate it, you have to admit it's an S or at least A tier, because Hamilton, revolutionary for musicals in general, for Broadway. It took over the entire thing, even broke into mainstream stuff like that. Anyways, Cabaret. I enjoy Cabaret. I think a lot of people forget about Cabaret, but I would actually put it, I'll put it right here. Right at the lower half of B tier. I think Cabaret has a nice little seat right here waiting for it. It is a nice little cute little soundtrack. I enjoy Cabaret. It's a pretty good show. Chicago. Which one is okay, yeah. I was thinking about Oklahoma for some reason. Chicago, I would put it right above Grease. I do enjoy the whole premise of it. I like it a lot. I like Chicago. There's nothing more I can say about it than I like it. Same thing for Cabaret. Like I feel like they're not like the most memorable things, but they're nice. They're like good little things. They're not as good as like Sweeney Todd. I don't think Chicago's as good as it, but you know. Okay. Book of Mormon. I love the Book of Mormon so much. I am going to put it in S tier for multiple reasons. One, the soundtrack is great. It's written by Trey Parker and Matt Stone, the South Park guys. Obviously, if you didn't know that. The Mormon. No, it's not the Mormon. It's the Book of Mormon. I love how it like it's a taboo kind of thing where people don't want to talk about it because it's like an offensive kind of thing, but it ends up being such a nice, funny musical. I love it so much. I almost forgot how to spell of. And I think it's really nice. I enjoy the Book of Mormon a lot. I think if you also follow Broadway musicals, you can understand why I have it in S tier, even if you don't actually think it should be there. You can understand why I have it. Anyway, The Sound of Music. I really like The Sound of Music. I think almost every song in it is memorable. I'm gonna put it. Ooh, I feel like it should be like above Lion King, but it is a classic. Would I put it in S tier? It is really, really good, isn't it? Ooh, Sound of Music. This is a tough one right here. I think I'm gonna put it right below Lion King. I am gonna move these around for sure now that I think about it, because I feel like this should be a little bit higher, because all the songs in Sound of Music are really good. The movie's great too. The show is great also. I think Sound of Music it's a classic that's really, really good. It holds its weight against the new ones, so it gets to sit here a little bit. West Side Story. I have a lot of friends who do not like West Side Story. Personally, I really enjoy West Side Story because I think the storyline is obviously super memorable. It's kind of like Romeo and Juliet kind of thing. But in terms of like all of the other shows on this list, it isn't really that comparable to them. Like, I would put it probably either low end of B tier or high end of C tier. So, which is exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to put West Side Story right here, even though it kind of breaks my heart because I personally think it should be higher, but if we're being honest, it can't really hold its own. At least in the Heights, I think you could find a niche for it, but West Side Story, it's good, but I think it's comparable to Cats in that aspect of it. Okay. Annie, okay. A lot of people think Annie is kind of like Hamilton in the sense that it's oversaturated, but I think it's oversaturated for a good reason, but sometimes it does get to be a bit much, you know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna put Annie right here, middle of B tier. I think that's perfect for it. It's not like, it is a classic because it's Annie, you know, the movie and show are really, really good, but I really don't think it breaches up this part. I think it's at the very high end, right before you get to the legendary musicals, you know what I'm saying? Okay. Next we're going to this side. Rent. Rent is a classic. I feel like it has to be an S tier, like purely just because of how much of a classic it is. Like, this is a Broadway show specifically. Like, People who don't follow Broadway know what Rent is. They know something from Rent. They know it's a show. They know it. So I'm gonna leave it there. Wicked. Ooh. I have a lot of friends who enjoy Wicked a lot, and I'm with them on it, but is Wicked comparable to something like The Sound of Music? I think it is. Does it breach into the S tier? Because it's been running for so long, I feel like it does. Would I put Rent over the Book of Mormon? I would put Wicked over Rent. But if I would put it over the Book of Mormon, I'm not sure. Those two aren't really comparable. I would probably put Wicked on the same level as the Book of Mormon. So I'm gonna go ahead and put it right next to it. I think Book of Mormon is slightly better. Forgive me, because I know one person in particular who loves Wicked, who would probably disagree. She probably thinks it's a lot better. But you know what? It is on S tier. It is a legendary show, and it's really, really nice. The set is really cool. Lots of great characters, lots of personality, and you know what? It'll get to stay there. Phantom of the Opera. I don't think I really have to explain it, but it's definitely an S tier. The bottom of the S tier, just because me personally, I don't like it that much, which is kind of controversial, because I know, like, if you're a theater person, you have to really like the Phantom of the Opera, because it's like the iconic, you know, show. But me personally, I could never get into it. It was too long. I just not my style, you know. But I do think it's honorable. It's worthy to be an S tier. So I'm gonna put it right there. I might actually move that down if I'm feeling a little bit more dangerous later. Les Miserables, it has to be up here. It also, it's one of the shows that it's so good where you kind of have to. It's a legendary show. It's, yeah, you know, I don't have to explain this one either. Great show, great songs, so much character involved in it. It's great. Okay. Beauty and the Beast. This is gonna be controversial. I do not like Beauty and the Beast at all. I think it is way overrated, and I would put it... Is it as bad as Mamma Mia? It's not. I'm gonna put it with Evita. Beauty and the Beast, for me, the show just does not work for me, and I know a lot of people are gonna hate me for that, but just personally, Beauty and the Beast doesn't hold a candle to any of these other shows. So you're gonna have to live with that one, fellas, because Beauty and the Beast is getting at the bottom here. I might even move it down there with Mamma Mia, depending on if my mood gets better or not, or if I think that it's bad. Mary Poppins. I love Mary Poppins, so I'm gonna put it up here in S tier. It doesn't deserve to be higher than this, because it is Mary... Well, does it though? Mary Poppins is so good. Oh, it has so many memorable songs too. Oh, I love Mary Poppins. Okay, I might move this higher later. Is it better than... Oh man, these three right here, the Book of Mormon, Wicked, and Mary Poppins, I think are all like on the same level right here. All of these three are the ones that come right before the best of the best, like Hamilton, Les Miserables. These are fantastic shows right here. Okay. Anyways, back to the list. Next we have Aladdin. Aladdin the musical is not comparable to Aladdin the movie, and I think everyone can agree with that. But if we're going by Broadway shows, it's down here in the bottom three for sure. And I feel like a lot of you guys can understand that too when I say that. How the movie is way better than the Broadway show, and I think we can all agree on it. Even though the soundtrack's mostly the same, I'm gonna put it with West Side Story, because I don't think it really holds a candle. Like Aladdin versus Into the Woods, or Aladdin versus Annie, Aladdin versus Little Shop, all of these win over Aladdin. You know what I'm saying? I feel like everyone else can agree with that. I think Aladdin beats Evita. It also beats Beauty and the Beast and Mamma Mia for sure, because Mamma Mia sucks. Anyway, Dear Evan Hansen. This is also a wild card that I felt like I should throw in, because I have a lot of friends who love Dear Evan Hansen. And you know what? I think it might be a bit early to call it one of the best of all time, because it is relatively new, but it did so well in the short amount of time it had, especially following something like Hamilton. It was the next big one right after it. So I'm gonna put it right here. I'm gonna put Dear Evan Hansen right up here in A tier. I don't know why. I guess it's one word now. Yeah, we're doing Hansen. There we go. Dear Evan Hansen is one word now. Okay. The last one that I have on the list is Hadestown. This one is gonna be a little bit weird because Hadestown is super new, but I have a friend who he absolutely adores Hadestown, and he says it's the best musical, or one of the best musicals of all time. And there's an open slot right here. But then I listened to it, okay? Now don't get me wrong. Hadestown is great. I think if you put Hadestown against something like, let's say, Grease, Hadestown probably wins. So if I had to choose, I would probably put it on the same level as maybe, man, this is a tough one. I would probably put it with Sweeney Todd, even though I know a lot of people love Hadestown. I don't have a spot for it, do I? This is scary. Okay, that means I'm gonna have to drop one of these down here because Sweeney Todd cannot be lower than, because Hadestown, no one would let me live if I put Hadestown any lower than A tier. So this is where I'm gonna move Chicago. I think Chicago, it wouldn't be the biggest deal in the world if I moved it down because, this is a tough one. Because Hadestown, is it better than, nah. If you put Hadestown and Sweeney Todd, I think it might actually win, wouldn't it? What if you did Newsies? Hadestown or Newsies? Those are uncomparable, that doesn't really count. Hadestown, Lion King? I feel like Lion King wins. Sound of Music, Hadestown. Ooh, this is tough. I feel like it's on the same level as like, it's somewhere right here. Maybe it's at the bottom. Maybe, okay. This is gonna be controversial, but I'm gonna move the Phantom of the Opera right here because I think now that the more that I think about it, I think it's overrated. Oh, that's so stupid of me to say though. I hate doing this, but I'm going to move it, even though a lot of people are going to be mad at me. The Phantom of the Opera is getting moved down, and I think Hadestown should be right here, above Rent, because I think it's better than Rent. Also, it's going to be all caps to emphasize how much of a big deal it is, and we're going to put Rent right here, because Rent is still good. Okay. I'm going to take one last look at my list here. Is there anything that I think should be up there with Hamilton? I'm thinking in my mind, because maybe I forgot some show that's like fantastic, and all my friends are gonna hate me for not putting it on here. I could put like other Disney shows, but I don't think that's really fair. Are there any shows that I hate? Or, you know, actually, How to Succeed in Business without really trying. I'm gonna put it here because I'm just gonna HTS How to Succeed in Business without really trying. I love that musical. I think it's completely underrated. Some of you might not even know what it is, but I do really love that musical. Okay, Wizard of Oz. That's what I meant to put here. That's what it is. Because I have Wicked, but I feel like the Wizard of Oz kind of has to be here. It's really, really good. I don't think it deserves to be anything less than S tier. Personally, I like Hamilton more, but that's just because I'm a rapper guy. So this is gonna be my final list right here. I think this is reasonable, Tell me what you guys think in the comments. I tried to make this as fast as possible. I don't know how long this took me. I'll find out once it's uploaded. But here we have, oh god, I'm gonna read it from down up. So, in order from worst to best. All of these are great, by the way, except for Mamma Mia, I hate it. All of the rest of them are great. I love all of them, except for maybe Mamma Mia, I hate, and Beauty and the Beast is overrated as heck. But here we go. Mamma Mia is F tier. Only one in F tier. Only one that deserves to be here. D tier, we have Evita and Beauty and the Beast. C tier, we have Cats. We have West Side Story. We have Aladdin. And then moving to the worst part of, what is this? D tier, B tier, B tier, middle. How to succeed in business without really trying. Cabaret. Annie. Chicago. Into the Woods. Little Shop of Horrors. Waitress. Moving on up to the almost best musicals of all time. We have Grease. And then I feel like the Phantom of the Opera, this is like the gatekeeper show. This is what separates the men from the boys, if you know what I'm saying? Like the best of the best to the best of the best, like the worst of the best, you know what I'm saying? The Phantom of the Opera is the gatekeeper for the shows. Because then we have Dear Evan Hansen, then The Sound of Music, then The Lion King, which maybe I would switch those, but I'm not sure. Then Newsies. I think Newsies is underrated a little bit as well. In the Heights is my wild card. People are going to be mad at me for putting In the Heights over something like Newsies and Lion King, but I think it's really, really good and super underrated. Sweeney Todd, obviously. Sweeney Todd is the gatekeeper between the middle of the pack and the top of the pack, you know what I'm saying? Like the top of the best, and the best of the worst of the yeah. Anyways, next in the S tier, the best musicals, we have Rent, Hadestown, Mary Poppins, and then I think from these three right here are all tied for right below the contenders for the best musicals of all time. We have Wicked, The Book of Mormon, and Les Miserables. These might be controversial, but these three are the ones that I think maybe these could be argued for as the best of the best up there. And these are the ones that I think are right before the best of the best. Now the best two musicals of all time, in my opinion, The Wizard of Oz. It's a classic. You know it well. He's finally back to kick some tail. The Wizard of Oz. Great story. All of the songs are memorable. Fantastic show. And it has a dog in it. Hamilton. The best show of all time. It has made the biggest impact out of any show, undisputably, in the past decade, I would say, except for maybe like Wicked or something. It has gone mainstream. It's getting a movie. It's made a musical on Broadway that has rap in it, which is like something that's never, like, incredibly rare. I think the only one I can think of off the top of my head that does something like that is In the Heights, or something written by Lin-Manuel. So Hamilton boosted so many people's careers. Like, it's just insane. Hamilton, greatest Broadway show of all time. Don't at me. I will argue for Hamilton any day of the week, because all the motifs in it are great. Every time I listen to it, I learn something new that I didn't even realize was happening in the show the entire time. I love it so much. Anyways, here is the final look at my list. Thank you for watching. If you're watching now, I appreciate it very much. If you're watching it once it's uploaded as a video on YouTube, thank you for watching. Tell me what you think. Is there any show that, like, I missed or something that should totally be on this list that I missed because I'm stupid? Tell me. Tell me what you think. Here is my list. I might make more videos like this depending on how, like, well this video does, or if anyone cares about my Broadway opinions or stuff like this. I might do something like this filled with, like, I don't know, some video game thing or something. I don't know. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed my scuffed tier list, and my content. I appreciate you all. If you enjoyed the video, subscribe. You know, if I'm trying to grow my channel a little bit. You know, I every time I upload something, I gain subscribers, and it makes me the happiest person in the world. So I really appreciate it. Shout outs to the people who want me to upload because, you know, they support me. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. And this is gonna be it for me. Hang on, let me see. Here I am. That's gonna be it for me, you guys. I appreciate it. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video.